Hi everyone, good evening, and welcome to our Wednesday night event. It's Wednesday, 18th of April, and we do this every single week. So if you're watching this, hopefully you're having a good day, morning, evening, afternoon. So just a little bit about why we are all here. We are all part of one big, massive global team of juicy body transformers, and also people who are looking to make a difference in somebody else's life, whatever it may be, health or wealth. So on tonight's event, we're going to talk a little bit about the product and program, also a little bit about what we do, our business, how it works, but most importantly, our own personal product and business stories. So to give a little bit about background about myself, I work in finance and I have a very busy work schedule. And so maybe I'll just say a little bit about how the product came to my life. And so my friend Bella, who's on this call tonight, she introduced me over a year ago now. Actually started on 28th of February, so she just passed 1 year. When she met me, I was in a very different place at that time in my life. I was very stressed, depressed. I had lots of anxiety. I was struggling with skin issues, and just overall, for many years, I've struggled with my weight and skin conditions such as boils and eczema. And not to bore you, so when Bella told me, she was posting a little bit on social media about what she's taking, but I never really saw that because it wasn't really out there. She was very discreet about it. And then when I met her in person for lunch, she just spoke a little bit about what the product has done for her. And she got me when she said thick eyelashes and glowing skin. I said, who doesn't want that? Now, her symptoms were very different to mine, so I couldn't relate to everything she was saying. But I just thought, yeah, I can do with thick eyelashes and glowing skin. And to my surprise, 2 weeks in, taking the product, it hasn't changed my life dramatically at that time, but the biggest difference that I've noticed was my digestive system. Since I was little, I've had lots of issues with my bowel movements, and when you get to know me, I love to talk about poo, so and yes, I was always constipated. My mom used to feed me prunes. Please don't feed your children prunes, it's disgusting. And I just kind of got used to it. I thought, great, well, this is, we all have issues. This is mine, and I'm just going to have to live with it. And as the time went on, I forgot about the fact that I was having these issues, because it was so normal to me. And so 2 weeks in, I was shitting for the nation, and I just couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God. I even did a post. I was like, I go to the toilet regularly. Now, I used to go to the toilet maybe 3 times a week. I was going 3 times a day. It was huge. So as a result, what that caused was I would wake up with a nice flat tummy in the morning, but I would also go to bed with a nice flat tummy. Now, what I used to wake up with a nice flat tummy and go to bed with a bloated tummy. So I was like, yay, this is fantastic. Like, yay, let's get going. And then I noticed more and more changes, and I even noticed bigger changes as the time went on. 4 months, 6 months, 8 months in, I noticed I was able to deal with anxiety better. My eating habits have changed. I started drinking a lot more water. Hair started growing in sparse areas. Of course, I got my lashes and glowing skin. I was like, this is great. During that time, Bella said to me, babe, why don't you join the business? Maybe you can make a little bit of money on the side. And I just thought, yeah, I was like, okay, no problem. Didn't make anything of it. And then I joined this huge, beautiful community where the biggest thing that I have learned from every single person, whether I've known them before or I haven't, whether they're in UK, Australia, anywhere else, I learned self-love. And I never been involved in anything where so many women are so nice to each other, because we can be our own worst enemy. And I've experienced this at work, but when I come here, I'm not overwhelmed. And there's so many wonderful men who are actually complementing women and vice versa, and women complement men. So for me as a general, it's just a whole bundle of beautiful people who are encouraging each other to stay healthy, look after one another, and make a difference, whatever it may be for that person that they're helping. So that's my story. So I'm going to pass it on to Jackie, and she's going to tell you what is this project and what is this program as well. Jackie, over to you.
Thanks, Greta. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to introduce to you the reason we're here tonight, the reason we have a business. We are part of the Juicy Body Transformation team, which is the most exciting program. It's a community of like-minded people, and the best thing about it is it meets you where you're at. Therefore, you can be a person that has 4 stone to lose, or you could be a person who just wants to stay healthy. We've come across people that want to put on weight, which is really important. And I think the best thing about it is it's not just for women. A lot of diet programs are just for women, and you don't get the men in you. We don't focus on diet. So basically, it's not about calories. It's not about counting calories. It's about having vitality and getting healthy, not skinny. It's about clean eating. And part of that program is a community, an online community that's there to support you. We have doctors, we have physiotherapists, we have dietitians. So anytime you need any advice, people are on hand to do that. Part of the JBT program is our 8-week shred, which we're running a competition at the end of April, starts again, which is amazing. It's a worldwide competition. So this is not just Australia or America or just the UK. It's worldwide. It's in Aussie dollars, but you can win a significant prize. And it's not just about the biggest loser, it's about the person that has the best transformation in their health and in their well-being. Apart from the formulator of this program is the lovely Kira Westwick, who sits in Australia. She was top 10 in Australian MasterChef. She was the first person to introduce clean eating as a lifestyle and as a gourmet way of eating food. So there are over 200 yummy, gorgeous recipes. I mean, they are delish. I've not tasted one of them that was a diet food. I hate diet food. To me, that's just depriving yourself. This system is not about deprivation. It's about eating healthy, having a clean, healthy body, tasty food every day. And the best thing about it is they've got something for everybody. So I hate cooking 10 meals at night. I can't stand it. So my husband and my stepdaughter and whoever else is in my house gets the same food, and they love it. They don't even know it's diet food. It's amazing, right? So part of the JBT is our whole food nutritional support, and they're split into 2 categories, which is so exciting. And for me, when I went on these, I just embraced them 100%. Bella also introduced me to the product when I was at a really low time in my life, and I have just never looked back. So basically, it's split into 2 ranges, which I like to call oil and fuel. And this is our oil. So these are, really simply put, they are fruits, veg, and berries in a capsule. It's a no-brainer. These are the little capsules here. They're amazing. So basically, it's our micronutrient range, over 30 fruits, berries, and vegetables that are harvested at their peak ripeness, taken straight in. Every single little bit of them is smushed into this lovely thing. So seeds, stalks, everything smushed into a lovely blend. They are then dried in a low oxygen, low temperature environment to preserve as much of the nutrient as possible. They tested for pesticides and funguses, which makes them one of the purest products on the market. And they are 99% organic. So that is just amazing. They are great for this product is great for vegetarians. It's great for people that have diabetes. And what makes it unique is it's bioavailable. So the capsule, you drink the capsule and it is bioavailable within 5 minutes, which means you don't have to digest it. A lot of products have to be digested and therefore not safe for people that have very, very serious bowel issues and very serious like Crohn's or IBS. It's an amazing product for all of them. It's also really safe for nursing mothers. It's safe for pregnant mamas. It's amazing for children. I have my teenage stepdaughter on it, and I've never looked back. She hasn't had a cold all winter. She's amazing at school. Her attention level is amazing. Her energy levels are amazing. So you can't go wrong with it. The best thing about this is it's actually food. If you have a look on each tub, you have a food panel. This means that this is food. There are no nasties. There are no chemicals involved. It's an amazing product for that. It's had 36 gold peer studies done on it, and the best thing about Juice Plus is they put their money where their mouth is. They're a company that on every study has their name attached to that study. Now, there's a lot of medical companies and pharmaceutical companies, which I'm not a fan, of course, that actually won't attach their name to something. That says to me they don't trust their own product. Juice Plus has never done that. From day one, they've put their name to the product and they're proud to put it out there, which is amazing. The best thing about it is it kind of bridges the gap between what you should be having every day, which is 9 to 13 fruits and veg servings, and what you aren't having. And it, to me, it's a no-brainer. It's something that I wouldn't live without in my life now. Just onto the chewables, we have a child health study, which goes hand in hand with our product. So any adult that has either just the veg and the fruit or the veg, fruit and berries, which we call our premium range, their kids can eat free for 4 years, and their kids from 4 to 18. So your child can be 18 when they enter the program and eat free until they're 21. That happens to be the most generous company I've come across ever in the world. And all you have to do is tell Juice Plus 3 times a year what it's done for your child. That's it. It's a no-brainer. Fantastic. So so that's kids 4 to 18, and they have chewables from age 4 to 12. We have chewables, so for kids who, we don't give kids capsules. The chewables are amazing. They're soft little gummies, and the kids love them. And actually, my friend's little boy, who's 4, just 4 going on 5 this year, he calls him their Superman sweets. Every single day he has his Superman sweets. It's amazing. So I'm just going to touch on to our macronutrients, and these I like to call our fuel every day. So I'm not a very good breakfast eater, and I know a lot of people, like a lot of mothers, a lot of people that are working, like no matter what your work-life balance is, we're running every day, aren't we? Most people are running about. So if it's you're chasing the kids, or if you're just trying to get yourself out of bed and get onto a train in the morning, it's always a stress. So I love these because I smush this up within 5 minutes of starting work. I throw it in my blender with some almond milk, with some coconut milk. I don't do dairy. Half a banana. I throw some cinnamon in there for good measure. I sometimes throw some kale in, anything I want really. And I throw one of these powders in, and this keeps me full until 12 o'clock. And I don't look back, and I don't snack on rubbish and crisps and little odd things and biscuits that are in my cupboard because I work from home. They're right down the hall from me, right? I just have to go and find them, which is not good. The best thing about this is there are over 40 macronutrients. So they are loaded with ancient grains, with superfoods, things like millet, alfalfa sprouts, quinoa, broccoli sprouts. These things are ancient food that we've eaten through the centuries that have been good for you. They're low GI, which means they keep you fuller for longer. They've got a low glycemic index. It's amazing. Best thing with the low GI is that for people who can't do sugar, they're great. They've got a very low sugar content in them. I started taking these primarily because I'm menopausal, which means that my biggest risk is not hot flushes, although they're irritating. My biggest risk is bone density and not having calcium. Now, my mum has osteoporosis, and I would never want to end up with it, so I'm taking care of myself now. And the capsules do that, but the other thing are these. These are the only product that contain vitamin D and calcium in the same product. There are so many menopausal things out on the market there, but none of them focus on what is important. And that's not necessarily the symptoms. It's about making your body healthy for when you're old and you feel decrepit. And these, I feel better than I did when I was 40, and I'm 48 now, and I feel healthier. I feel more vital, and I feel more energy than I did probably in my 30s, which is absolutely amazing. The one thing I want to just show you guys quickly to end off are amazing Omegas. These Omegas came on the market in October last year in the UK. They were released sooner in Australia, and I love them. I wouldn't be without these. They are my brain food every single day. I was without them for a month while they were on order, and I nearly died because I couldn't read an email without reading it 4 times. I felt like I had this big fog in my brain, and within 3 weeks of being back on these, I tell you what, my brain was like a light bulb got switched on. They contain omegas 3, 6, 5, 7, and 9. We all know that omegas are really important for hormonal function. They're very important for brain. They're really, really important for eyes and loads of things, and joint function. And this gives you everything, and not one fish was harmed in the producing of these. There's no fish in them. It is purely plant-based, which is the same with all of our products. Everything that is in our product range is a completely plant-based product range. So that's me in a nutshell. I don't know how you could say no to it. It's the biggest gift that I've ever been given, and thank you, Bella, for introducing me to them. So I'm going to pass over to the lovely Sheila. She's going to tell us how the product came into her life and what it's done for her.
Hi, thanks very much. I particularly wanted to share tonight because I've just opened my second shipment of product, which means I've been on it for 4 months. 6 months ago, I'd never heard of Juice Plus, and I came across it in November when I went on an internet marketing training program in Thailand, when I met up with a remarkable lady called Sharon Anyos, who had come over to Thailand from Queensland, and we're on the same course together. And we got talking, and I don't know, she touched something in me which has had quite a dramatic change. But the state I was in when I went to Thailand, let me give you a bit of a picture. I was tipping the scales just over 20 stone. My joints, my health was rubbish, basically. I was in such a state physically that I couldn't actually walk up and down the stairs one step at a time. I'd have to put both feet on one step, then on the next step, then on the next step. I was walking like an 80-year-old, and I'm not that old yet. But I remember one night Sharon said to me, "Would you like to come out for dinner?" And I really wanted to, but the first thing that I had to ask was, how far will I have to walk? Because I was frightened that I could not walk a couple of blocks in the heat and with the state of my body. We did go out to dinner, so it worked out all right. But that was the focus, was, can I manage it? Let me rewind a little bit to how I got to that stage. Because in 2003, although I was carrying a few extra pounds, not a huge amount, sadly my son died very suddenly, unexpectedly. And the result of that, it was such a traumatic experience for me. It really sent my health into a nosedive. I started piling on the pounds, piling on the stones. I was constantly exhausted, constantly being sick and everything. Eventually I was diagnosed with an underactive thyroid, and although I took the meds and everything, I still didn't really improve an awful lot, and the weight kept piling on and everything. Eventually I was also diagnosed with pernicious anemia as well, and again, although I've taken the injections and all the tablets the doctors give me, I've never really felt well. And that's the sort of state I was in when Sharon met me. Anyway, she persuaded me, if she needed to persuade me that it was worth giving a try. And I dared to believe again that things could be different, that things could change for me. And so I said yes. Now, I've been on these calls for a while now, and very often you hear people say, and yeah, a bit like Jackie did, and yeah, in a couple of weeks, you know, things were so much different. And I was hoping that I was going to have that sort of transformation story and everything. No, it didn't happen like that. And I think I was disappointed about that. I wanted to be, you know, sort of the poster girl or whatever of this fantastic story. But it wasn't happening like that. But just a few days ago, when the new shipment arrived, I just sat down with my partner and we chatted and said, well, how far have you come? So I'm going to refer to my notes here because I don't want to miss anything. First thing I noticed, like other people have said, my body started craving water. Also started craving fruit and veg. And over the course of the 4 months, I would reckon that my fruit and veg intake has probably tripled, possibly quadrupled, which is amazing. Whoever knew that courgette spaghetti tasted so good? It was brilliant stuff. I love it. So, you know, that's changed for me. What else has changed? Mindset's changed. Something's gone on in here. And maybe it's a chemical thing. Maybe it's a result of being around all you guys. But that belief that things can change has grown and grown. So as a result, I've been able to start putting things in action. So I've started going to the gym, started going for walks, well, not in the peeing weather that we've had recently, and Marion and I started doing Pilates. I can touch my toes. I've never been able to touch my toes for decades. Come on, guys. I have nails. I've been a biter for 60 years. And the nails grow quicker than I can bite them. I'm not actually biting them, which is amazing because with all the stuff and the rubbish that's going on in my life, I really should be super stressed. I'm growing nails, for goodness sake. What else is happening? Cravings. Chocolate craving, don't have one of those. Sugar craving, a little bit occasionally. Junk food is an exception to the rule in our diet rather than what it was before, which was the norm. So overall, oh, and the other thing, I took a sneaky peek at the scales this morning. 18 stone 3. I'm quite chuffed with that, really, because I haven't dieted. I've just taken my Juice Plus capsules and done a little bit of exercise, and it's just happened. And that has never happened for me before. So, no, I may not be the poster girl, but heck, 4 months in, not doing so badly, really. And so I'm on a mission, really, to be healthier, fitter, and happier in my 60s than I was in my 50s. And part of my mission is also to help any other people who want to do the same. So just join us and have a go. Thank you very much. I'm going to pass you over to Amy, who's going to tell us a bit more about the business. Thanks very much, Amy.
Thank you. Thanks, Sheila. Thank you so much for that share. I think it really is unbelievable. I think it just really shows we all take to these capsules differently. And I honestly just think sometimes hearing the real stories is just what makes the difference. Absolutely. So thanks so much for that share. Absolutely brilliant. So I've been with the product or on the product for the last 4 months, but I've only been in the business for the last 2. So quite new to it. But tonight I'm going to tell you a bit about the business side. And I want to give you a bit of a comparison between your typical traditional business compared to how sort of the Juice Plus model works. But before I do so, just to let you know, if you ever thought, or if you think that the Juice Plus is a pyramid scheme, it definitely isn't. Those were made illegal back in the 1970s. And that was purely a financial investment to make the person at the top a hell of a lot of money. And I just want to show you tonight the reasons why Juice Plus is nothing like that. So I want to show you the differences there. So, sorry, when you think about a typical traditional business, most of us are in the majority of us on the call tonight are in them, and we get given our organizational structure. There's always a typical shape that comes into mind, and that is when you've got someone at the top and you've got a lot of people underneath. So excuse my amazing pyramid there. So you've got your lovely CEO, your CFO, all the way at the top. Now, majority of the time, when you start in a new business, you start at the bottom. Sometimes you can start in the middle, but as always, your businesses have different levels. So when you start at the bottom, you start at the lower level, and you kind of start thinking, you know, I'm going to make my way up here. But to get up there, you've got a hell of a lot of work to do. In my situation, I've got long hours to do. I've got early starts to do. I cover the whole country on a national basis. So I've got a hell of a lot of miles to do. I've got a lot of qualifications to do just to get one step closer each time. Now, in my situation, my position at the moment, I'm at what we call senior management level. Whoopee. What comes with that senior management level is a lot of accountability, a lot of responsibility, and a lot of decision making. And the reason why I decided to join the Juice Plus business side of it is because when you look at the Juice Plus side, our shape changes. We go to an open top rectangle. There's no one person at the top here telling us what to do. There's not one person telling me or shouting at me saying, why have you made that decision? Look at the consequences that it's given you. So now when you join Juice Plus, it doesn't matter what qualifications, what experience, what certificates or degrees you have outside of the Juice Plus program. Everybody starts at the same level. You come into the business as a franchisee, and it is up to you how quick you get yourself up to the top. It's down to your hard work. It's down to your connections that you make. So in terms of the support, so at the top here, we've got our NMDs, who are national marketing directors. Now, for me, in a typical traditional business, you have your CEO at the top, who, let's face it, we very rarely see, or when we do see them, we somehow lose the ability to even say our name or speak to them. We get sweaty palms because they're just this huge figure. Like, they come to your site and you're like, oh, hi, because they've just got this huge impact on you. However, our people at the top in Juice Plus are just like you and me. They've started at the bottom and made their way up. And by making their way up, the way they got to where they are now is by helping others, by loving others, by assisting others, by training others and
This is a nightmare. Oh, look, I'm logged on back downstairs, so I'm on my way. Sorry, I don't know what happened.
Oh, I think that Hayes is hosting now.
Sorry, Bella, I didn't even see you disconnected.
Yeah. I don't know how.
Bella, you can unmute yourself on a computer.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Yeah, so the internet went down, and then by the time I got up there to reset it, it came back on magically. So you were doing so great as well. So
Sorry about that.
okay. So hi everyone. Sorry about that. I'm now going to tell you a little bit about how we get paid, and one of the other things that people get worried about. So first, I'll tell you about us getting paid. So unlike the traditional businesses, we actually get paid 3 ways by Juice Plus. So when we introduce somebody to the product, we literally sign them up by processing an order online. And then we have to do nothing else. I don't know if you covered this or not, Amy, so sorry if I'm repeating, but you literally process an order, and then we have a wonderful head office that supports us, and they sort out all of the deliveries, the shipments, the packaging, no trips to the post office, nothing like that. So we get a retail profit for everybody that we sign up. We then get commission once we get team, and we also get paid bonuses. Now, the bonuses are obviously an incentive that you go for if you want to. So as it's your business, you literally work as hard or as little as you like. If you want to hit the bonuses, everybody can, and you get them with each of your promotions, but you don't have to. So one of the things that people are really worried about with our network marketing is that they don't know enough people. So you don't really need to know a lot of people in order to be successful at this business. You only really need to start with knowing one. So I'm going to give you a little diagram here. So there is a lovely man called Adam Westwick, who started our team and is one half of the Juicy Body Transformation team that put it together. And he taught a few people. So Lauren Berry, Sharon Anyos, and Kira Westwick, his beautiful wife, who's also our master chef. Now, Lauren taught a few people. Sharon taught a few people, and the lovely Sheila is one of Sharon's. And then Kira taught a few people. So she's taught, let's say, Erin, who's then taught Jordana, who's then taught Tammy, who's then taught the beautiful Sasha, who I had the pleasure of working with 10 years ago when she was over in London. And by the way, so far, all of these are in Australia, apart from Sheila and myself. And then Sasha has taught me, and I have taught Jackie, Greta, my sister Chris, who's not on today, and they have each brought on more team, and they're teaching. So as you can see, the way this goes, it just grows and grows and grows, and we call this the popcorn. So all you need to do is start teaching one person, and then you can teach another and teach them to teach another, and it keeps going. So Adam didn't really know any of the people below here. He only really knew the 3 that he brought on. Yet now we're all part of his business, and we hope to meet him at conference one of these days. He's usually on our calls, and he goes out of his way to help us and train us and teach us loads of his wisdom of what he's learned in his 3 to 4 years of doing this business, so that we can actually be as successful as he is. Now, those bonuses that I mentioned, let's give you a little taster. So we don't get a bonus in the UK for our first promotion although in Australia you do. So the system in each country is slightly different, but it all kind of balances out to the same, to be fair. So our first bonus is after we have hit 2 promotions. We start off as what you call a dealer, and then you move on to being a direct distributor. When you hit your promotion of senior direct distributor, you get £300. The next promotion that you get is sales coordinator, and that takes you up to £900. Now, with our lovely Juice Plus, not only do they have a big heart, but they quite like to double things. So once you go for senior sales coordinator, you get a £1,800 bonus. Now, how many of you have had a bonus in the last year? Was it anywhere near that amount? No, that doesn't happen very often at all, does it? So there's several bonuses in between as we go up. And in most countries, NMD is the pinnacle position. But because in the UK, people have been so successful, they've actually gone up a couple more. So our pinnacle position is the Presidential Marketing Director. And are you ready for our whopping £28,800 bonus? Okay. Now, just to put that into perspective a little bit, the UK national annual average salary is £27,000. So that is somebody's yearly wage, and you could actually make that as a bonus. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that's pretty awesome. So Juice Plus believes in sharing the profits that it's making with the people that are working the hardest. So everybody has got a chance to actually earn these if they put the work in. So now we're going to go over to the lovely Ivy, who's going to tell us about her business story. There you are, Ivy, unmute yourself.
Hi, I'm over here in the United States, so thank you for having me. That's one of the things I love about this company is that we're worldwide and we get to all work together and just help and everything. And, you know, before Juice Plus, my health took me out of work, so I couldn't work. That's been 7 years now, and I loved my job. I loved working. I looked forward to getting up every morning, going to work, getting my money, but I got taken out of it, and it really sucked. So trying to live on one income with my boyfriend, it was frustrating for him, frustrating for me. I was very isolated because I didn't leave the house very often. And, you know, I lost my self-worth because I couldn't provide. I couldn't help bring money into the house. And so that was really devastating, really hard. And just, you know, as a woman, when we're taught that we're supposed to help provide and everything, it really, at least it killed me to not be able to help out. So it was just not fun. And my friend, who is also here in the United States, it was her friend from Australia that introduced her to Juice Plus. So I just love how we just bounce from country to country to help each other. But she got me into this, and I got on it both for the business and for the products at the same time. And just the products alone have helped my health so much. I could probably go back to a traditional job if I wanted to, but now that I can just sit at home and help people and reach out and just, you know, why would I want to go back to a traditional job when I can be home helping people to, if they want to stay home, if they want to travel, whatever they want to do with freedom to do at any time. And it's so simple. All we have to do is work, you know, as little as 20 minutes at a time. So you can work, you know, 20 minutes in the morning, maybe 20 minutes in midday, 20 minutes before you go to bed. You spend an hour on this, you know, I can't even really call it a job because it's so much fun. And so you spend maybe an hour on it a day or as much time as you want. If you want to spend 8 hours, go for it. But everything that this brings in is amazing. So I'm looking forward to everything else that it's going to bring for me and my boyfriend. We actually just got a house. So that's like the biggest thing. We wouldn't have been able to do this if I wasn't working now. So that's awesome. But yeah, you know, this is all, everything up here is about the stories. You know, you heard the stories of the girls talking about their product shares, and you've heard what the products are. I mean, they're so simple. Fruits, vegetables, berries, omegas, it's just great. You know, who wouldn't want this in their life? And to be able to share it with others. So, you know, if you think this is something for you, if you have more questions, reach out to the person that sent you this link, or if whoever invited you tonight. It's just great, you know. And if not this, then what else? If this isn't going to change your life, what else are you going to do to change your life? So just ask yourself, what if, you know, and give it a try. You don't know what could happen. So thank you for joining us tonight. And again, if you have any questions, just reach out to the person that sent you the link. And thank you for joining us. Have a great night.